Welcome to another episode of the Lightspeed Investing Podcast. I've got Michael Nash here. He is the CEO and founder of Dominate College Admissions today to tell us about why, as a business owner, he decided to join trading the futures and commodity financial markets, not as an additional income stream, but as the future of how he will shape his career. Hi, Michael. How are you doing today?
Hey, Philip. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Super excited to connect with you. As someone who has an engineering background by trade and is now a business owner, making over six figures per year, I'm really, excited to share your journey with the audience. Please share, some info about yourself in regards to, what you were kind of doing prior to joining this ecosystem, and why did this all make sense for you, despite it being very, very new?
Yeah, so I had a college advising business where we take college-bound high school students that are just graduating high school. We match them with the perfect college for them from an academic, financial, and social perspective. And our tagline, for that business has always been, we put the right student in the right college and the right family in the right financial position. And when we do those things, we save our families on average $60,000 to $80,000, and some families even more, off the cost of a bachelor's degree. And we all know how extremely expensive college has become.
That's right.
Well, the problem that we have is convincing people what is really happening behind the scenes of the very complex college admissions process. And it's just one of those battles that we fight every single day, where we can take somebody to the finish line, but to punch it into the end zone, to convince them to do the things that they need to do and why they need to do it, has just worn on me and graded on me and worn on me and graded on me. And when this opportunity presented itself, and I wasn't looking for an opportunity, I'm doing very well in my college admissions business. But when I saw this opportunity, I came to the introductory classes to watch the precision at which the trades happen. I looked at this and I said, gosh, I can get rid of all my pain, completely get rid of all my pain, and replace it with something that all I have to do is push buttons and make even more money than I ever imagined in my entire life. So I paid attention, I listened, I engaged, I did my research, and then I dove off the diving board. I went in head first, and that's where I am today with this.
I love it. And just so the audience has some context, if you don't mind sharing, what's your average annual revenue from that college admissions?
Yeah, last year we were between 300 and 400,000.
Between 300 and 400,000. And yet you feel so discouraged from moving forward with it, right? Like, why did you feel like this was such a great opportunity for you to jump at?
Yeah, and it's not that I'm completely given up on that, but now what this has done for me is it's given me the freedom to choose the families that I want to work with, the people that really, truly do want the help, not that I need to convince that need the help. So prior to finding this business, we would take on in our planning firm probably between, I don't know, maybe 20 to 25 clients a month. Now I don't take on more than 5, and they've got to be my ideal fit, right?
There you go.
And because it's still my passion to help families, right? But now I've got this other opportunity that you guys have brought to the table, that it's not just life changing, it's life altering. And it's not get rich quick, but it's get extremely wealthy over a very, very short period of time.
Well, why don't we dive deep in that? Because a lot of people, right, especially with it being new, this is not an asset class that they hear mostly about in colleges or in your traditional career fairs, right? The futures and commodity financial markets, even though this is a game played by the top 42% of the wealthiest in the world. So for you, like, why don't we kind of break it down, what you just said? How is it possible, even though it's not get rich quick, that you can get extremely wealthy if you have the skill set down?
Yeah, I mean, the way I looked at this, like I said, I'm an engineer by trade, so I try to super analyze everything. Once I realized, and one of the instructors put it to me the best way that I could ever imagine, is that when you get in your car and you go to work, you get in your car, you either push a button or you turn a key, you turn your car on, you put it in drive, and you go off to work. And maybe you know how to change a flat tire, maybe you know how to change your oil, but is there something under that hood that goes bad? Do you have to know how to fix that? I don't know how to fix that. Well, that's how I was looking at markets, and that's why I didn't really get into trading before, because there's just so many moving pieces that I needed to understand, that I needed to know how to do. But the cool thing about this system is it's just like driving the car. Once you know exactly what you're looking at, it's like taking candy from a baby. It is the fastest legal way to make money that I've ever seen in my entire life. And the moment that I finally grasped it and I embraced it and I saw how this works,
Right.
it was like lights out, life changing for me.
Now, this game, it's inherently very lucrative because of the risk and volatility involved. What makes us different is we have this proprietary system that actually allows you to take advantage of the volatility so that they're not going to be against you. They're going to be your friends or allies, right? And that's how we can create these gains. If we look at the markets today, you want to kind of share with the audience what's possible, right? Just looking at today's movements.
Yeah, so I mean, just for today, for example, I started trading at 8:30 this morning when the markets open. I'm Central Time. They open at 9:30 Eastern.
Yeah.
So between 8:30 and about 10:40 a.m. this morning, I made 918 points, which is crazy, 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 crazy. Because I've got friends that are day traders, quote unquote day traders, and they're in the markets. Well, what's different between what we're doing is sometimes we're in a trade for just mere seconds. Day traders are in a trade from maybe the beginning of the morning till maybe in the afternoon or next Wednesday or a week from now. We're in and out of trades extremely fast, and with the training and the instruction that you guys have provided, you make it so simple to recognize the entry points and the exit points, so your risk is almost completely eliminated because there's no drawdown because of the specific entries and the specific exits. That just makes this so incredible for me, to really understand this now. And it takes time. I'm not going to lie, it's not simple, but I've spent the last 90 days analyzing this, and I've only been doing this for 90 days now. And like I said, 918 points in about 2 hours and 15 minutes this morning.
Now, what market are you trading? Are you trading the YM?
Yeah, so this is the Dow futures.
Okay, so the Dow futures. So just so the audience, right, have some context. Each point that you extract is $5.
Correct.
So what Michael was saying, he was able to extract 918 points. And how many contracts are you trading, by the way?
Well, the last trade that I just closed out was 17.
Wow.
Yeah, okay. and you don't enter with 17, obviously. No. You enter with a smaller number, but as you see a trend develop, you add into that. Yep. So by the time you get to your exit point, you could be at 10 contracts, you could be at 17, you could be at 50. Wow. You just never know.
So just off of one contract, all you have to do is multiply 9. You said 918 points, right? 9.
Yeah. So 900. Yeah. So my points were 918 total points. Yeah. So 918 times $5.
$5, but that's off of one contract. So Michael's trading up to 17 contracts. So you could just make it simple. Whatever number you got from 918 times 5, multiply that by 10, and there's at least 10 contracts worth. And that's why I think Michael mentioned how you can create extreme wealth in shorter amounts of time, which is what has led him to dial back. Well, actually, you're not even dialing back your college admissions program. You're considering shutting it down for next year and just doing this, if I understand correctly, right?
Yeah, I actually announced my retirement to my class of 2027 will be my last full class that I service, because I will be doing this full time. But, at the same time, I'm still bringing in referrals because, like I said, it's my passion to help people because they don't know what they're doing. But now that this has replaced this or that business, I'm on track to make over $1 million this year very easily.
Absolutely. Okay. Congratulations, by the way. And you obviously took that leap of faith. You're committed to learning a skill set. And that's the beauty of the skill set, is if you know what you're doing, not only can you garner extreme profits like your own ATM machine, but you can grow and scale that so that it's not an ATM machine anymore. It's going to be your own bank from these markets, right? Now, Michael,
Absolutely.
if you did not run into us, I'm kind of curious. If you had not run into us or, learn about this opportunity, what would you still be doing, and what would your original plan be?
Yeah, so like I said, I'm semi-retired. So I actually live in Panama most of the year. I'm actually in Panama right now, and I play golf 4 to 5 times a week. And I'd be banging my head against the wall, just dealing with the same people that I deal with every single year that think that they're going to put their kid into the perfect college, and it's not going to work out for them because they're not picking the right college for the right reasons. And at the end of the day, they call me because, before it's, when it's too late and not before it's too late. And I would have been going through that same thing, banging my head against the wall over and over and over, still making my 300,000 plus per year, and struggling to do it, right? But
It's
now,
amazing to hear, you express that because it's like, yeah, I can hear. It's kind of like why we left medicine. I mean, I was looking at surgery like, okay, I could have reasons are a little bit different. I was looking at like, okay, I could pretty much get a salary on an annual basis that's guaranteed plus minus right at 500,000, right? Because I was looking at plastics, orthopedic, or cardiothoracic. But what's the trade-off, Michael? I would be not playing golf every day, but I would be in the OR rooms performing surgery pretty much all day, every day. And so money in the bank, right? But what am I doing? So that time, location, and financial freedom on top of the joy that comes with doing the right thing is something that I think we are all yearning for. And, kudos to you for being able to now dial back your business to only talk to the clients that bring you joy. So,
yeah.
Michael,
And what's,
yeah,
what else is really interesting on the side note, just real quick, is I've got a student that his parents are trying to force him into going to college, and they want him
oh,
to be a pharmacist.
mm,
And I was telling him a little bit about this, and he sat in with me in a Zoom meeting and watched me trade just to get an idea of
I
what it
do.
is. And he was like, "Oh my God, I could pay for my whole college in 1 year
I know.
just by doing this." And I said, "Now, what about being a pharmacist?" I said, "Do you still want to be a pharmacist?" And he goes, "Well, that's what my parents want me to do." Well, that's why I'm an engineer. It's because that's why my parents wanted me to be. They tried to put me into a box, and I didn't fit in this box. So
Yeah,
here's what I told this young man. I said, "I want you to go to Walgreens on Saturday." And I said, "I want you to watch the pharmacist, and I want you to stand there in the corner for at least 1 hour and just stand on your feet as long as they're standing on their feet." And he said he walked into that Walgreens, he stood there, he got his blood pressure measured and pretended he was shopping for stuff. And he came back on Monday. He called me. He's like, "Michael," he goes, "that sucks. I
I
can't
know.
imagine. I
I
can't
know.
imagine doing that for 30 years."
I am, but hey, they're making six figures, right? That's the,
Yeah, yeah,
but
completely.
that's so, I'm so glad you mentioned that because that is traditional advice coming from good intentions, right?
Yeah.
As mentioned, this game is not naturally broadcasted, even in the highest level of college curriculums. You won't even find this in your Ivy Leagues. The main reason is because unless you're someone heavily immersed in the financial districts of the world, you've been trading in the trading pit at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange or the New York Stock Exchange. Like unless you're doing that and you have friends and families in this space managing hedge funds, managing family offices, it's really hard for someone to be privy to this information. That's why we love doing what we do. We love sharing this message. And so thank you so much, Michael, for your time today and sharing your journey, your experience with not just us, but with your life and how you got to this point. Before we part ways here, do you have any concluding remarks, comments, advice for the listeners here?
Yeah, to your point that you just made, like I said, I play golf, 5 days a week. I was just over at the club last week, and I was talking to one of the guys that's retired there. He used to manage financial advisors. He had, over 100 financial advisors under management at one point in his career, and he's well into his 70s, and he was really intrigued by what I was doing because I had my laptop in front of me, and he was asking me what I was doing, and he was amazed at how fast we made money in the
That's right.
markets trading what we were doing because he had never seen that
I
before,
know. No one, no
ever.
one, no one. It's hard for anyone to get access to this, right?
Hmm.
As I had alluded to earlier. Now, Michael, just really quick, how big is that monitor in front of you, the laptop that you're trading?
My laptop's a standard laptop, but then I've got one other monitor, so I'm only running two screens.
Two monitors, yeah.
Mhm.
And that's what I found for successful clients to really have an edge is your laptop and two monitors. If you want to do more and be really professional at this, I mean, my business partner and the traders at the firm, they have anywhere between 6 to 8, 12 monitors. But hey, two monitors can get it done. And so again, Michael, thank you so much for sharing your journey, sharing your perspective as someone brand new coming into this, taking that leap of faith. And I'm super excited to stay connected with you, because there might be room for us to connect further down the road. We'd love to hear, how you're progressing. I know today you make 918 points, plus minus 10 contracts, but the future's bright for you, man. I look forward to seeing how you do.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And in fact, next time if you want to find me, I'll probably be in my yacht out here on the beach.
I love it. Just make sure you have Wi-Fi so we can connect. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Cool, man. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you. You take care now.